Hello everyone, my name is Metaphor and I will be discussing the overview about Hyper Offense and how it is used in Doodle World. To start simply, Hyper Offense is the most oppressive and offensive archetype in this game. It relies on a very fast and strong variety of doodles with a lot of stat boosting moves, such as Sharpen, Glow Up, and Enlightenment, commonly using suicide leads and offensive support doodles. Hyper Offense games never go on for a long time. There are three types of HO in Doodle World: Standard, Entangling Vines, and Walls. Also, if you haven't been able to tell, HO is the common acronym for Hyper Offense, and that will be how I'll be referring to it in this overview. Now, standard teams usually run one suicide lead, with the most common option being Awakened Venmorph, with 3 to 5 setup sweepers in the back, and 0 to 2 offensive support doodles in the back to help enable some sweepers. You can get really creative with these types of teams. Entangling Vine teams have the same premise, however they are usually built up of hard-hitting offensive sweepers with middling speed stats that can abuse Vine's lowering speed. They often carry Genlike or Springling as their setup, while some options I personally enjoy are Mantis Scald as a setup sweeper or offensive support, and Glacier Gash as a purely offensive support doodle. Lastly, there are Walls HO teams. These teams are usually built up of more bulkier and slower doodles that abuse walls to become even more bulkier and therefore set up even faster. However, some carry doodles with middling defenses that can now be set up when it usually cannot. Walls, by the way, are Crystal Wall and Magical Shield. These teams usually bring Serpentine as their main walls, as the other wall setups, such as Gel Elect, are unviable. While I personally enjoy using A Awakened Mothra as a setup sweeper with Sharpen. You can also bring in Imperil Flame, which is an extremely well played duo to abuse walls with this health decreasing game plan. So, what are the strengths of this archetype? Well, you'd mainly use it to have fast games. It also builds up game awareness, as you need to know very well which sweepers will be able to sweep what team, openings you can find, and what offensive support duos can make those openings for your sweepers. To build HO, there are a lot of steps you need to figure out what you need. Firstly, you must find a HO viable duo to build around. For this random sample team, I picked up Mantis Scald as his sharpen game while being able to also double as a backseat offensive support with his priority and natural hard-hitting attacks is a great strategy. Step 2 is selecting a style of HO that fits with this doodle. Mantis Scald could work on Walls teams, however Vines would be the ideal choice due to how slow Mantis Scald is, with also having reasonable defenses. Step 3 is picking the best possible support partners. This is the part where you have the most freedom, especially since you don't have a lot of doodles yet. To start, you automatically bring out Springling or Genlark, but on this team, we bring out Springling, as his speedy vines, Beast Summon, and hard-hitting Final Gambit would be crucial to bringing out wins with Mantis Scald. Secondly, I bring out an odd choice with Glow Up Juluminous. Not only is he my favorite doodle, no bias, but Juluminous seems very weak offensively, especially with the new stat distribution. However, his hidden trait, Flamient, allows me to abuse Phylons efficiently to hit teams extremely hard with Divine Light, especially since Mantis Scald hates Phylons, forcing the opponent to see whether they want to boost Illuminous or keep Mantis Scald untouched. Illuminous also has a great matchup against most water types, which Mantis Scald cannot deal with unless he has been set up. Now that I have 2 offensive doodles, I now have to check what I lose to and patch up some holes. Since this is an HO team, do not try to patch up holes like you do on balance. Do not try to be defensive. I included Enlightenment Knoxville due to its great matchup between air and plant types, both types that can ignore vines, specifically worrying about Wyvern, which can easily sweep my entire team if it was used correctly. I then added Mind Empowerment Spirit Taffy Gargoyle, whose main premise is to deal with plant type walls, while also destroying other walls with his ability Soul Link, while also having a move to act as a sweep that being Mind Empowerment. For my last slot, I put in Max Attack Sharpen Awakened Cyrotera. Though Awakened Cyrotera works way better on walls-oriented teams, but the wave of offensive support duels in this team allows Cyrotera to act as a cleaner and setup sweeper with a strong Ice, Dark, and Beast type attack combination. Especially with its hard-hitting offenses and extremely high speed, I won't have to worry about speed at all. After all this building, lastly, you will want to go to ranked or fight a friend to see if your team works. Most of the time, you will never, and I mean this, never get the correct combination on your first try, and testing your team will be crucial to making a great HO team. And even I didn't like this sample team at first, as instead of Cyrotera and Noxful, I had Awakened Mothra and Glacier Gash. However, I figured these two would work way better on a team like this. This now concludes my Hyper Offense overview, and I hope you all learned anything from it.